So the next biggest question I hear about cruising is, hey, what goes on in the casinos? How does it work? Is it better than Vegas? Is it worse than Vegas? How do you get loyalty points? All those questions. Well, I got answers for you. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Seekers, and today we are talking about one of my favorite pastimes, and that is playing in a casino. I love casinos. I love going to casinos on the land. I love going to casinos while I'm on the cruise ship. It's just a lot of fun for me. I enjoy the heck out of it. But before we talk about cruise ship casinos, I got a question for you. Do you like talking about cruise ships? Do you like talking about cruise topics? Do you like reviews about things you can do on a cruise ship, such as different specialty dining, different types of shows that you can go see? Well, please think about subscribing to this YouTube channel. It's a brand new channel. We're growing real fast. I would love to have you part of this new cruise community. By pushing on that little notification bell as well as subscribing, you will get notified when I post up new videos. I would like to do this 1 to 2 times a week right now. Hopefully I'll get to be able to do it a little bit more in the very near future. Thanks in advance. So people ask you, why the heck do you play, Rob? Why? I don't understand why you play, right? You're just going to lose. Yeah, I understand it's going to lose. You got to go into this whole thing knowing that this is just entertainment money, right? Going to a sporting event, going on a cruise, you're going to spend money, right? You're going to spend money. And if you are smart and you just understand that any money that you play in the casino is most likely 100% going to disappear, that's fine. That's what it's for. It's for you to have fun with. That's it. If you're looking at it in any way, other shape or form, you shouldn't be in the casino. Because the odds, right, are just not with you to win, especially on a cruise ship. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So now if this is going to be entertainment, what you really need to do is try to expand your amount of time you get to play so you can have the most fun possible and enjoy the most amount of time with other people gambling. So we're going to talk about which games are the ones that you want to play that give the house the least amount of advantage so you can play the longest and have the most fun. The other reason why a lot of people play casino games on cruise ships is they have actually a separate loyalty program that is 100% separate from the normal cruise loyalty program just for being on the cruise ship. There's a casino loyalty program. Each line has their own one. So how do these loyalty programs work if they're separate from the casino? Well, they go based upon how you play, how long you've been sitting at the table and about the size of your bet on those tables, about how much money you're putting into the slot machine, hitting that button every single time, how many coins you're playing and how often you're hitting that button, how much, same thing with video poker too. So they kind of rate your playing, and based upon how much money you're betting and how much you're playing, you can get awards for certain things, right? Eventually you can get maybe even a free cruise on some of these loyalty programs. The only thing that I always like to just tell people too on if they're going to play, understand your limits. Don't bet anything that is outside of your means. Use only money that you've slated for gambling. This is it's called your bankroll. Don't go past your bankroll. Know what it is beforehand. Once that is gone, you're done playing. You got to stop. But if you do have problems with gambling, please seek out help. Please call the National Problem Gamblers Hotline. It's 1-800-522-4700. It's available 24/7. It's 100% confidential. This hotline helps you get in contact with people that can help you within the government, within your local area, those type of things. It will help you. It will help your family. So please, if you have that problem, give that number a call. So let's go through some of the things you need to know when you're gambling on a cruise ship. First thing you need to know, the payouts are not as good as in land-based casinos. They're just not. And that's usually due to the lower regulatory requirements on a cruise ship. They don't have the same state requirements that you see in the US. They don't have the gambling commissions in Las Vegas or Atlantic City or any of those type of things. They just don't have that. But there's some other positive sides too. Because a cruise ship is a leisure activity, and a lot of these people who are on cruise ships are just looking at gambling as a pastime, not something to, they're not hardcore gamblers or in any stretch of imagination. You're going to see a lot more of a more jovial atmosphere, a lot more friendly atmosphere in the casino, which is awesome. And because of that jovial atmosphere and the lack of really hardcore players, the cruise lines want to kind of entice people to play. And the way they do that is they offer lower limits with, blackjack or table games. You might see $5 limit table games. That's becoming a little bit more harder to find nowadays. It's kind of hit and miss to see that $5 tables now, but it is still a lower limit game that you will find on a cruise ship. The other thing too is if you're a beginner, people are a lot more forgiving, right? You're not going to have people really going bonkers if if you're in the swing seat at the blackjack table, if you're in the last seat, the one who makes the last decision before the dealer gets to flip their cards. You don't have to worry about that. People are not going to jump down your throat usually, yeah, at a cruise ship. But, it's just a nicer, more calm, easier atmosphere. And also, if you're a beginning player, one of the things that the cruise line do is that they give you lessons, usually during the afternoon, to kind of teach you how to play the game. So you're not as intimidated when you go there. Another interesting thing you'll see on a cruise ship is the age limit is usually 18 most of the times. There are some, odd scenarios where 18 is not the case. It will be 21. But under normal circumstances, almost on all cruise lines, the age limit is 18. And another little interesting thing about cruise ship casinos is that usually, unlike land-based casinos, they're not going to be open 24/7. When you're in port, those cruise ship casinos are usually going to be closed. There's very, very few exceptions to those rules. It's based upon the port's guidelines and what's allowed. But normally, under almost all circumstances, when your cruise ship is in port, the casino is closed. Now, if you're a smoker, one of the things that people like about the casinos is they can smoke in there. But if you're not a smoker, you're probably going to have to deal with smoking in casinos on cruise ships. There are some lines like Celebrity that doesn't allow smoking in the casinos, but usually almost under all circumstances, if there's a casino, there's usually going to be smoking in the casino. So you might have to deal with that little bit of that cigarette smell in your clothes if you decide to go to the casino that night. And another thing, unlike land-based casinos that's open 24/7 and that you kind of might be used to, but ships don't have that situation. Another thing that's a little different than land-based casinos is the drinks in the casinos on the cruise ship are not free. Now, if you get your loyalty level up to a level so that you can get free drinks in the casino, you can do that. But under normal circumstances, if you're just starting to play at a casino for the first time on a cruise ship, you're probably not going to have the loyalty points. You're not going to be able to get free drinks in the casino unless you have a drink package already with the cruise line. So if you don't have a drink package and you were thinking that I can get some free drinks in the casino, no, you're not going to get those free drinks in the casino until you get enough loyalty with that casino to get those free drinks. All right, so let's talk about what are the kind of games you could find at the casino. It's pretty much anything that you normally see in Vegas, you would probably find in a cruise ship, at least the big games, right? You're going to see blackjack. You're going to see craps. You're going to see roulette. Those big table games, you're definitely going to see. Another big table game that you see a lot in Vegas that you're starting to see a little bit more on cruise ships is the Texas Hold'em tables. But there's kind of a little twist to that. They're usually not a human dealer that's doing those, Texas Hold'em tables. It's usually a fully electronic situation. Your chips that you buy are going to be electronic. Your cards that are going to be dealt are going to be electronic. It's going to be about 10 people around this big electronic LCD table that plays the game. But there's usually not a human dealer from the cruise line that is managing the Texas Hold'em game. That's just the way it usually is now. There's some lines that still have the human dealer, but most of them have gone to this electronic format. Now, of course, the thing that's going to occupy the most space in the casino is the slot machines. They are all over the place and they go into the different denominations. There's hundreds of penny slot machines. As I said, they really like the lower limits to get people enticed to play. And they go up to the normal, quarter machines, nickel machines, dime machines. There might be some dollar machines out there. I haven't seen many big dollar amount slot machines. I've seen a $5 one here and there, but $25 ones, they're few and far between. Now, outside of the big three table games of blackjack, craps, and roulette, you're going to see some, specialty card games too as well, such as Ultimate Texas Hold'em and also three-card poker. Those are going to be available to you too. Now, if you happen to be going on a cruise out in the Far East, you would maybe even see a baccarat table. Now, baccarat is not as popular in the States, so you might not see them as often on cruises that leave the United States. Now, another great game that if you don't want to really have a lot of human interaction, but you just kind of want to do some gambling, but you don't want to play slots, is video poker, right? Video poker, there is a strategy to play, and there's certain types of payouts that you can look for to get the best amount of odds for you so that you can play the longest. So, that's another option for you, which is great. And finally, you might see some things called, those scratchers where you can win by scratching off some of the with a coin to see if you got three cherries or whatever it might be. You might win some money. There might be some scratchers also to pull tabs too. Other ways you can gamble on the cruise ship. So as you can see, there's a lot of choices of what you can play when you go to the casino on a cruise ship. Really, it's the sky's the limit, depending upon what you want to do, what you'd like to bet on, and how you want to play in the casino. It's very, very similar to the land-based. So enjoy yourself when you're there. But, as I said, we want to know what games we want to play so we can have the longest amount of fun in the casino for our bankroll. We might also win some money too if we get on a hot streak, but remember, you're probably going to lose it. So these are the games that I suggest you should think about playing because they give you the best odds of playing the longest and also maybe getting a hot streak and maybe coming out even a winner, because who doesn't like being a winner at times?
Blackjack.
All right, so some of these games that have the lowest house advantage, the biggest one that everybody knows is Blackjack. If you play Blackjack in the proper manner, with the proper strategy, you can find all the information on the internet of when to hit based upon what you have in your hand and what the dealer is showing. You can get a pretty good amount of play time on the blackjack table if you play within the strategy. So just understand it's probably one of the best games you can play. And if you catch a hot streak, great, you might walk out a winner. But if you don't, if you play the proper strategy, you will burn through your money at a relatively slow rate. It's a great way to play. It's a nice casual way to play. There's not a lot of rules to learn. So learn those good strategies of blackjack if you want to play a long time in the casino. So let's talk about craps, because the best bet you can make in a casino is on the craps table. It's called the odds bet. The reason why it's called the odds bet is because the casino actually pays you in true odds fashion. That, hey, a chance of this event happening is 2 to 1. The cool thing is the casino is going to pay you out 2 to 1. There's no house advantage. I'll let you figure out what the odds bet is and how to play proper conservative craps. You can check the internet on how to do that. But the cool thing is, placing the odds bet can allow you to play a long time on the craps table, and it will give you a really a lot of fun with the communal atmosphere. So think about learning craps, learning about the odds bet, how to play conservative craps so that your bankroll can last a long time, and enjoy your time while you're there, hooting and hollering, hoping the people roll the point. Now, another game that you can play that has relatively low advantage to the house is 3-card poker. Learn how to play that properly, and you can play a good long time at 3-card poker as well. Now, video poker, if you play it with the proper strategy, again, you can go online to learn how to play proper video poker strategy, can give you pretty low house advantage and give you a long time playing video poker and having a good time in the casino, and maybe you might catch a lucky streak and walk out a winner. So another game that has a relatively low house advantage, but it's already baked in, is Roulette. Roulette has a fun atmosphere. You can just play the same numbers over and over. These are your numbers, and when they come out, you win, and when they don't, you lose. It's a fun game, and it's a game of chance and randomness, but it's a lot of fun. It's a simple game, and at least the house doesn't have a tremendous advantage, and you can play a decent amount of time at the roulette table, and you might even walk out a pretty decent sized winner if you catch a really good hot streak. And finally, Texas Hold'em. Now, Texas Hold'em is an interesting game. There's really nothing to worry about with house advantage because you are playing against other players, and it's really a game of both math, probability, and also human psychology. So if you're a good bluffer, if you understand that, hey, I got a good hand here, the chances of other people drawing to beat me is low, I can bet people out of this pot. So you understand the odds of people making certain hands based upon what hand you've already made. You can really make a good amount of money at playing Texas Hold'em. Matter of fact, that's why there's professionals who do it, because they're really, really good at understanding that math and also really, really good at understanding people. If you can be both, and if you can be both of those type of things, you can make a decent amount of money at the Texas Hold'em table. I like playing Texas Hold'em. I enjoy it. I know the math. I understand human psychology pretty well. I usually walk out with some money if I'm playing Texas Hold'em, but sometimes I get a bad beat, and you just can't stop that. And when you get a bad beat, you're going to have a bad night. So out of that long list, there's one thing you're probably saying, well, where's the slot machines, Rob? Well, the slot machines are definitely the worst things to play at the casino on a cruise ship. They have the highest house advantage. They're nowhere near as good as playing on land-based casino because there's just not as much competition, right? You are stuck on that ship. It's not like you can go to another casino down the road to play a different casino to see if they are looser with their slots. This is all you have, folks. That's the only place you can go. So they're not going to give you a lot of a payback. Well, there you go, folks. That's everything you need to know about casinos on the cruise ship. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get a lot of good information out of it so you can hopefully have luck be a lady with you that evening and be a big winner. Let me know in the comments down below what games you like to play in the cruise ship, what kind of money you've made before, what kind of money you lost. Let's talk about the winnings. Let's talk about the sorrows. But you know what? It's supposed to be fun, right? That's what we're doing it for. As I said before in the beginning, it's entertainment dollars. Look at it as entertainment. Don't look at it as, I need to win this money, because the odds are you're not. So just be happy if you do. And even if you break even, be happy. And if you lose, just understand that that was your money that you said this is going to be for entertainment dollars only. And hopefully you had a lot of fun using that money to enjoy that time in the casino. Until we talk again, folks, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers. And remember to always seek the seas. Bye now.